Hey everybody! Just lost my own glasses. Hey, how we doing? Glad to see everybody. Nice crowd, nice crowd. And what's going on? So let's share the slideshow. This is a picture from the farm last summer. A little bit later in the season than right now, but it's getting close. All the trees are getting green just a little bit. This was a great picture last summer. Beautiful sunset. Anyway, yeah, as Kimberly says in the chat, it's about time to start planning, as the picture reminds her. So we've got a couple things to talk about. The Algos going long. New CPI and PPI numbers coming out this week. CPI tomorrow, PPI on Thursday at 8:30 in the morning Eastern time. And then, as always, we'll take your requests right up there. Item number 3. So, we're about to get started. Glad to see everybody. Now, if you're brand new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can chat with me and let me know in the chat that you're brand new. I'd love to welcome you. And while you're subscribed, go ahead and hit the bell with the little thingers so that you get notified when I go live again tomorrow morning for the Daily's Market Movers. So, hey, Al, Penny, Suckbeer, Andreas, John, welcome everybody. I don't know if Goose is going to make it, Lieutenant Colonel Goose. He's going to be night flying tonight. He's got an overnight flight, he said. So he may not make it to join us. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the disclaimer. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I may be full of crap. This presentation here, informational, educational, and only is the intention and is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument out there or anything else. So if you desire that personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor that has your fiduciary, responsibility in mind. So, hey Tara, glad to have you. Alrighty. I wonder if sister-in-law Terry's going to show up. Yeah, 10 Bs. I got a little bit of everything going on here. I own down almost to that white building. I don't own that white building. Right down, kind of right along there, if you can see my mouse. It's about 2.5 acres. So, yes, we have bees, and we don't have any chickens or other livestock. It's prohibited in the city of Knoxville. We are in the city of Knoxville. We are Knoxville's first residential market garden. You want to find out about me? You can just Google. So, yeah, we are. This is actually looking kind of to the southwest slightly. So, anyway, this is the north side of the hill. We're gonna put some. We got some solar panels that are gonna go off to the right over here. Anyway, glad to have everybody. Let's get started. Algorithms going long. Let's talk about that really quickly here. If I can find my CTA's thing right here. So the bullish case, you see the little green poking out here, and you can't hardly see it on the Nasdaq. This is projections by Bank of America. I talked about this on Monday on the Morning Monster, but algorithms projected to go long, less bearish, long. Quick start closing shorts and go slightly long, but still remain a bearish bias on the bullish case this week. 5-day projection. The neutral case still pretty much bullish on both accounts. This is going bullish above zero on Nasdaq, and for the bearish case, slight tick up and slight tick up. So in all cases, there was a projection this week that CTAs, that's computerized trading algorithms, not commodities trading advisors, we're going to be going long. So you need to keep this in mind as we stare down the face of the calendar with CPI coming in at 8:30 tomorrow morning before the market opens. If you didn't get your positions taken care of today, please be careful tomorrow, because we have PPI coming out the following day on Thursday, along with weekly unemployment claims. And then Friday, relatively benign, but still has core retail sales and retail sales coming out, along with Fed member Waller speaking. And then we get a preliminary inflation expectation and consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. So it's going to wrap up with a pretty volatile week all the way through Friday. So, hey, Sledge, good to have you. And yeah, any questions about that before we jump into the charts? Yes, just chopping right here, just kind of holding. Thought that might be the case. We just kind of hold and wait for the CPI numbers tomorrow. See which way we're going to go. We are in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend. And if I pull that chart back up, where did it go? Oh, I lost it. I closed it. Genius. Genius. Let me grab the chart real quick from earlier. Let's grab that one, pop it out. Need to, and grab the S&P chart and pop it out. Pop these out this morning. So we got the S&P 500 chart on the 3-day that we usually talk about. We're just kind of consolidating right here below these highs, right up in the vicinity of where we topped out in December, before we got that pullback and then pop into the new year. Topped out in February and pulled back into March. Now it's been almost a month that we've been on this upswing here. Bottomed out March 13th here, and we've just been chugging right along daddy-o. We were sitting at the bottom of this trend channel this morning, kind of closing out the day. Not much higher, hanging out right at the bottom of the trend channel here with 4,300 showing up on the channel. Not that far away. Can be there by the 15th. And stay in the channel. We don't even have to break out. We just stay in this uptrend channel and get there by the 15th. So, anyway, close that so it doesn't bother my thing here. All right, where did the chat go? There we are. Hey, Sam, glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. All right, any questions on the uptrend channel? It's been volatile. It's a nice big fat channel. You can see it spans from 4180 up to 4300 right up here on the 15th of April. I know it's a weekend, so but the scale on the chart, you can see the future scale is a little wider than the past scale. So this is a 4-hour chart. This is the 3-day chart, and we're chugging along on the path. Nothing deviated. I've been bullish. One of the only people out here that I know of that's been bullish and maintaining bullish since October. Welcome to the team. Anyway, keep coming back, and I'll keep you posted if we're going to turn down. Now, the risk I talked about this morning, and I would be remiss if I don't talk about this. And actually, let's do it on a different chart. Let's pull it up on the simple S&P 500 chart right here. Minimize that one so I can still see the chat. Right here, we have an opportunity, and I would be remiss if I did not talk about it, that if we come right up here to about this 4,500 area, if we just blast from where we are now right up there to 4,500, if we just take off and go and then turn down at 4,500, that is likely going to lead to a lower low than we saw in October. How much lower low? Well, let's run a fib line up here right about 4,500. Just a rough projection. We could see 3,300, possibly 3,000 if we extended a lot. All right, a 1272 extension would be 3,300. That kind of corresponds with the oval that I had on here that was possible back in October. Yeah, that would pretty much suck. So, yeah, I've been pretty bullish and pretty stubborn on it. So, we are pretty bullish here. Now, if we turn down, we pop up and turn down at 4,300, that's healthy and positive. So this is what I want to see. I want to see this come right on up here. Then we do another 618 retrace back near this same stupid area around 4,100. Seems like we're not ever going to get away from here, right? But then that move right there sets us up to do this. New high. Higher than we had back here in 2021, 22, start of last year. And then we'll probably pull back again and then do the final extension. 5 to 6,000 would be the target. So that's what I want to see right there. We'll do lots of these little chops up here as we go higher. And do lots of little chops as we work toward a blow off top. That's the preferred path. Now, if we pop right up to 4,500 and turn down, watch out. So just keep coming back. I'll keep you updated. But right now we're reaching the danger zone type situation here. The way this isn't just going. We're just kind of saving up. If we save up and pop right up to 4,500 and turn down, and then break down through this zone right here, watch out, baby. Probably going down to 3,300. So, all right. Man, my ear itches. I gotta take a drink. I've been talking a lot today. All right. Any questions on that one before we move on? I'd love to see the bullish case. Lots of stuff's bearish. Lots of stuff. Now, if we do, ultimately get up here, that's probably going to be the end of it for a good long time. Possibly a 10-year correction after we do this. All right. Like we thought this last 2022 downtrend thing was rough. Well, we're going to probably do one that, goes down, comes back up, goes back down, and it's not going to bottom out for about 10 years. We won't see another higher high for about 10 years or longer. We may not make the low for 10 years. All right. So I'm quite serious about this. I'm not even joking around. Like this pattern, when it completes, is a high degree pattern and probably going to lead to a long-term correction. So bullish right now. Now, if we just go break down now, it kind of resets everything. So very cautious right now. This is quite bullish in the setup, but there's that one last opportunity that we could turn down and be bearish. And like I said, I would be remiss if I did not at least throw that out there. All right. Now looking at the ES, just consolidating right in this little wedge here, almost out of room. Coming up, coming up. That high from back here in December, these highs from right here in February, came up just a little short at the end of March, beginning of April, and we're just riding right up into it. There's the possibility that tomorrow and Thursday we just pop and run right up into this orange box and then retrace to the roadmap line. That's my preferred kind of path here. Turn down at 4,300. Everybody thinks we're going lower low again, just like we did in August through October. But no, we stop at the roadmap line and then go super bullish. Super bullish breakout. And that 4,500 right there is where, that level right there is where I don't want to stop on the just breakout and go. We want to go all the way up there. All right. In Q. Consolidating in the red zone. JT, where did the red zone come from? It came from all the way back here in February and March of 22. Like a year ago, right? So this is the same place. Nasdaq has gone nowhere in a whole year. And right here into March, or I guess middle of March, we were hanging out right here. We popped up into April and then rolled over and went down the toilet. So we've been nowhere for over a whole year, and we're going to come up and test this high. More than likely, that was the high from August. Probably going to come up there and test it. We're just took a lot of energy to get into this box. We're just consolidating right at the bottom before we can pop. So I give high odds to the pop. All right. Russell outperformed to the downside, actually showing strength today, which this whole move up off the low, it's been leading, and then it led on the way down and outperformed to the downside. And potentially, if it breaks out over these highs we had right here at the beginning of April, has opportunity to go up very quickly back near the highs and potentially even extend way on up here. So this one has opportunity to catch up. It overreacted because it has many of the small banks in it. It overreacted to the downside, and it's now lagging ES and NQ, which are S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures. And this is small caps, Russell 2000 futures. Opportunity to catch back up. JT, why the futures? Because they trade virtually 24/7. They close for like from 5 till 6. You know, they're closed right now from 5 till 6 p.m. Eastern time, and then they open back up. And they'll trade all night until tomorrow at 5 o'clock. They're closed on Saturday, and they open on Sunday late in the day. So the only day they don't trade is Saturday, pretty much. All right. Jumping on over. Bitcoin working on a breakout and push higher, right up to the targets. You can see my target line right there, 31.6. That was one of my first targets. We had extension targets. Let's see, BTC 1 exclamation point. I think I had these drawn on here. Yeah, we have some extensions all the way up into the 40,000. Highly likely that we see some resistance at 32.6-ish. That's where 80% of the hodlers are in profit. And then the median profit point is at 35,000. And that's also where many of the miners turn profitable, right at 35,000. So I expect some resistance there, or some over exuberance excitement, and we just pop right on up here. And this could lead to, I'll pull this on over. This could lead to a pullback back down to the roadmap line out into the summer. I'll pop just right up in there and pull back. Ethereum, almost up to the $2,000 target. Just keeps inching a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Not quite hitting my alerts there. This one is more advanced in the count. What count? Elliott wave theory count. If you don't believe in it, that's okay. That's how I make a lot of these predictions, and they just happen to come true a lot. So I do use it. So looking for resistance at 2,000, and then I'll pull back on Ethereum. Probably not going to get the big move up like Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll hit Mar and Riot here in a minute. Let's hit some of the other futures really quick. Oil was trying to break out late today. Got a move. It looked like it was later in the day to me, but still just stuck on the roadmap line, just consolidating right in the roadmap line that we talk about every week. If you want the roadmap line, go hit my YouTube history. I gave it away for free back in December. All the code right there on the thing, and link in the description if you just want to buy it and get the code handed to you, spoon-fed to you. So potential, if we break out of this box, to go up. If we break down out of the bottom of the box, to go down. We're just basically stayed in the range of this pop candle we had back there on April 3rd. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days just consolidating sideways. Even though it was looked like a big move up, still staying inside the range of that first candle on the roadmap line. Brent, there it goes, hanging out just under the roadmap line. So it's a little more bearish than crude in the U.S. That's European crude. Although, check out gasoline rallying right up, probably going to get that $3 target. Breaks out above 3, we can see an extension, and I think 450, 430 would be a resistance, but we could get an extension, and that extension could be a killer. Talking like $5, possibly even $5.70 a gallon, and that's the raw futures price. You have to add the dollar whatever a tax on top of that. In California, it's like $6 tax or whatever. So, ouch, right? We hope that doesn't happen, but that can happen even with oil not participating. Oil doesn't have to go higher for the gasoline to go higher. Gasoline plays off of the shortage of distilling facilities. Natural gas, just consolidating here at the low. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 little strikes. You could call it a double bottom or a triple bottom or a quadruple bottom, whatever you want to call it. Seems to be holding up well. If we break down below that low, we're probably going to extend to $1.75, potentially even $1.50 on the downside. If we can break back up out of this junk, break above $3, then we can start looking for some higher prices. That's probably going to lead us up at least back up to the $7 area. So, all right. Yeah, so SPY is ES. QQQ is NQ. IWM is RTY. So that was the ES is SPY. You just knock a decimal place off and a little bit of points, and essentially, see if I add it on the chart. Right there, it's the same. Just a little bit of difference to it, but it's pretty much the same. You know, SPY lagging a little bit on the futures. Just depends on where you line them up. Anyway, so that's the SPY. If you pop on NQ and did QQQ, gotta click the plus button. Compare QQQ. And this platform right here that I'm using is free. If you've never been on here before, you can do this for free. Right there's QQQ versus NQ. Same chart, pretty much. All right. And then Russell, IWM. Click the plus button. Right there. See? Pretty darn close. That one's closer than the other two. So, all right. There you go. Jumping back over. Yeah, gasoline. Ugh, right? and natural gas. Gold. Potential to break out, but it looks like it might. Everybody's talking about the gold going to rally like crazy, except JT, who's talking about maybe gold's going to retrace just like it did in February. That'd be a copy of the move down right there. All right. I hope you learned something, Ray. Yeah, that's that's why I talk about those ES, NQ, and RTY. They're the three major indexes. I don't think the Dow really counts because it's so manipulated and skewed and factored and all that stuff. So I don't use Dow. All right. Copper. Consolidating on top of the roadmap line with a higher low, potential to break higher. We need it to go up through 417-ish to get higher, like an FCX or something would be a way to play that one. Lumber has pretty much finished its bubble pattern right back down to the 2019 area. Potential to extend lower, but that's pretty much the bubble played out. Lumber's done. Lumber's done. We'll see what happens now. Housing. Got to go to the weekly chart. Potential for it to drop back. You know, it's on a kind of a bubble projection here. Not really showing the strongest thing. Consolidating right there may extend down back down to this 250 to 260 area. Pop back over to wheat, and that one kind of looks like a big bubble. I was hyped up on it with the potential it would go higher from here, but it ended up just crushing me, and it went back to 2021 levels. Corn also just kind of consolidating sideways, so nothing exciting in the rest of futures. All right, let's hit some requests. As always, Amazon found resistance at the roadmap line, retraced back to the consolidation zone. Not a lot of room there. If we can break out over our 103, it's game on, baby. Targets. Initial target, the bottom of this box, 112, but then the real target up here around 140 to 160. Right up in this zone. Then we'll probably consolidate, and then we can get more bullish than that. 140 to 160, right in there. That's where that zone comes from. All right, Meta. Meta looks like a Super Bowl. Just going to go fill this gap. It made this big gap down, like giant freaking gap down from 320 to 240. It's going to go fill that gap. It's going to take a while, probably out to the summer. Yeah, I've been talking about that since we popped up above these highs back here in February. Got a little bit of dip right back up through. Now we're going to truck right up here to 320. All right. And it'll get some pullbacks. It'll pull back. It'll do some pullbacks along the way. Don't mistake it. Could be late summer before we get up there. Not so sure. Keep coming back. Keep asking. I mean, we'll keep up with it. NVIDIA, I need to pull up another chart. I've got another chart that I want to show for NVIDIA. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go. Right here. Check this chart out. So right here, we're stuck at this 1272 extension off of this stuff right here. 280. That's keeping us in. We may retrace back to this 240 level before we break up to 339. That's going to be the top. All right. So there you go on NVIDIA. Switch back to the perfect setup. Canadian. This is Chinese yuan versus the inverse dollar. Interesting, huh? Pop it back over here. All right. Flip back to the red list. And next up, if I miss something, make sure you hit me again. I'm going to try to pick them all up. Did those. Let's see, Tesla. So, here's the crux. Tesla has potential to go down here to 245. It has made a lower high, and is consolidating down here under the roadmap line. This one has potential to do this before it finds a bottom and get strength to break back up through. Now, we can just break back up through, just this be a little downtrend channel consolidation thing. That's completely fine. Hey, we kind of took a little diversion out and just kind of been consolidating. We break out of that channel and go up and test this downtrend line. All right. We're going to probably test this downtrend line at some point whenever we meet up with price and the downtrend line somewhere out here. Right now that's hanging out up here around 260-ish, 270-ish. By the time we get there, it may be down to 255, 250. See what happens here. It didn't do this bullish breakout at this point, so we got to wait for it to happen. All right, that's Tesla for you. Probably, the odds are that we're going to see it go down lower before it breaks out higher. That's just the odds of this downtrend that we got going on right now. All right. AMZN. Potential breaking above that downtrend line. Potential. Got a lot of lines on here. Let's clear some stuff up. Clean it up. That right there. That's where the target comes from. I was hopeful it would bounce right off the roadmap line, but it held the downtrend line of all these candles right here and came down. Now breaking above, broke above the roadmap line. It's going to have to get back above this consolidation right here. Right in there. Back above 270 to take it up to 316, 341. But right now it did the first thing it needed to do. All right. Yeah, I'll circle back around on Mora and Riot. I saw you, George. Mora breaking above the roadmap line. This is super bullish. As I talked about this morning, first target area 15, above 15. We could see prices up here around 20 to 30. All right. That was the thing I've been waiting on. We broke above the consolidation. Now, Bitcoin retracing deeply is going to take this thing back down. So we have to be careful, keep an eye on the Bitcoin chart. But right now, everything looking pretty darn bullish. All right. HUT is a hot disaster, and we're not going to talk about that one until it finishes the merger. But Riot outperforming a little bit. Target right up here around 16. And for some reason, my charts are not in log mode. Not sure what's going on there. There we go. There we go. Looking for Riot to complete the target somewhere between 16 and 20. Mara does have a little more bullish upside here. And logarithmic, yeah. That was kind of weird on the whole log. Not sure why it took off the option for log. Anyway, looking for that to pop right up in that zone. All right. Silver, let's talk about silver real quick. Silver, look, it's not really running out of steam. And let's see, SL1. Nope, that wasn't right. SI1. There we go. So we're not really doing the same thing that we're doing on gold. We've got retraces in here. When we look at this versus they're not doing the same thing. And we look at it off the bottom here. And when silver bottom, gold has been lagging. All right, when gold bottomed out right there, silver's still been outperforming. They're not on the same path here. Yeah, silver bottomed out, gold still went lower. Silver's leading the metals, between these two precious metals. All right. Different path, different perspective, move. Looking like probably going to top right around 30. Before we get another big retrace. All right. Did Tesla that's a lot of N's. NDA and NVIDIA. All right, NEM. That's a lower high so far. We really, really need it to break above that right there. Got to break out above that to get a move and probably come back up and test this spot right up here around 70. LLY. Looking pretty strong. 392, the resistance. That's expected to go up to the target right up here. And move this projection over just a bit. Didn't reach down to there. Turned back up. Broke above support. Resistance. Excuse me. Get the terms correctly. Broke above resistance. Extension 392. Possibly 415 before we see another big retrace. All right, carry. Looks pretty dead. I think regional banks, the banking crap is not over yet. Now, this could be a giant wave 2 down here, and we could see the mother of all pops that takes us way up here. If this thing can get settled without breaking down, further on, getting extensions to 34, 31, 25 down here, this thing can pop and make a multi-year run out to, it's probably 2025, 2026, and looking at prices like 120. But right now, looking at the micro time frame, just the the small local daily chart here, looks pretty bad. We're gonna have to see something come up, back to the roadmap line, retrace, and break out higher. So, and don't discount them though. There is lots of bank flowing, and CRE is still a hot mess, which is commercial real estate. I am in a short position on ARE. As long as we stay below 128, looking for 100 on ARE. This is heavy into commercial real estate, and it's a real estate investment trust, not a bank. So, looking for that sucker to roll on down. All right, while we're at it, might as well hit Apple. Retrace back to basically the zone from where it broke out last on that last push. Looking for the next extension that could happen on CPI. I'm pretty much thinking we're going to see 200 or at least 199 on Apple. It may find resistance before it can actually touch 200. That next extension takes us to 199. All right, XRT. Yeah, just consolidating under the roadmap line. There's nothing super bullish on this chart right now. Doesn't look hot. In fact, that looks kind of like whatever if we top out right there, kind of a little head and shoulders here. If we were to break down, ouch, like 45. And you can say, well, it had one over there, it didn't do it. Yeah, it broke up. And now it's setting up to possibly do it again. So be careful on that one. If we break out and go up, possibly up to 78, but right now, I don't know. That looks pretty rough right there. All right. GILD. I've got a whole thing on this one. We got to zoom up here. All right. So this combined a couple things I watched. So first we had a move down. Then we had a second move down. That was an echo of the first move down. We bounced off the roadmap line right here. It was an aggressive entry above 82. Resistance to clear was up to 86. We kind of turned down there a little bit. Looking for it to charge up and break through 86. Above 86 can get us to 92 at the minimum, potentially up to 96. This was a chart of the week in Discord from a couple weeks back. I got lots of stuff on this chart. Still looking for that break above 86 to confirm that we're going to head to 92.50. All right. Celsius Holdings, CELH, Celsius Holdings. They keep giving away those free at the gas station up here. I don't know. Trying to wean me off of monsters. I love the monsters. I'm not big on the Celsius. Anyway, looking for Celsius to break out of this consolidation. Looks like a big wave 4 kind of. Possibly that was a wave 5 up here and retrace. I don't know. Big bunch of sideways. Let's see. Monster continuing its upward trend. Whereas Celsius, not as bullish looking. It definitely didn't hold that. Came down, bounced, held a lower high. Probably going to extend lower. I mean, just looking at that, that's a little bit on the bearish side. And let's see where support might be. And bounce up to 50. A little bit of a coin toss here. It could extend down to 70. Very easily could extend down to 70. But if it breaks above here, then it's probably going to go up. got two high probability or higher probability conflicting patterns there. Not my favorite to try to guess. So anyway, move that around before it makes a bunch of noise. HES. Yeah, I mean, break above here. 167 on the upside. And that bounced right off the 1272 extension there. And don't have the fib line in the right place for the level. But we have that. We still have the consolidation there, and we're stuck on the we're stuck on the 618. Breaking above that high right there sets it up. 172 actually, so a pretty good setup on HES. So, no problem, JK. All right, which one, Patrick? I kind of moved on. Sorry. Celsius, you're asking about? CEHLH. Get my fingers right. I mean that. Quit moving fibs. That's. I don't know. It's a toss. It's a coin toss. Anyway, net stuck right here. We got to break above this high that we had just a couple days ago to get a rally back up. Potential for it to rally right up in here. Went a little deeper than the last time I charted this. Let's see. Make sure the fibs are still about the same zone. Looks like it's going to pull that down just a little bit. Pulls everything down just a little bit. Still an opportunity to rally up into this $80 area on net. All right, GILD. I can circle back in a second. Let's see, Oracle. Yeah, right to the target. Nice. Probably 96 is as high as it's going to go before it gets a bigger retrace. It's going to need a retrace somewhere in the vicinity of that from somewhere right up here. Why do I say that? Well, look at these retraces. That one's bigger. That one's bigger. That was a really big one. Nice big one there. Pretty fair size back there, but that was a long time ago. They tend to operate in the same kind of patterns, so be careful on Oracle. That's pretty much all I would expect right now until we get a bigger retrace. All right. UNG. Looks pretty bad until NG gets off the mat. Just watch NG. When it starts doing something bullish, this one can get off the mat. Otherwise, the decay on this one for the rolling forward is just going to keep decaying it, and they'll probably have to eventually do a reverse split to keep it listed. All right. I have, full disclosure, I have like $13 calls out to 2025 for the potential of this thing to just turn around and go. Not doing it yet. BLDR. Yeah, right up to the targets. Has some bigger targets all the way up here, around 110-ish, 105 to 110. May just run right up there. It's got a little bit of resistance at 96. It didn't do the bigger retrace. May have a little trouble getting through 96. If it turns down there, it can recharge and go even higher than what I had projected there. But 96 and then 110 above that would be the areas I was looking. And wings, wing stop, wing, wing. Stuck at the highs. Can't break through yet. If we can get an extension to 20, that's what we got right now. Holding us in. That prior high from back here in September 21. It's kind of holding us in. So close to a breakout. RSG looks a little on the bearish side. Potential to go higher. We've got this keeping us in right now. And yep, at 6-1. Got to get above that to go higher to 156. Otherwise, we can turn down and go lower low. All right, LNTH. Yeah, that one's probably going to extend to 98. Looks pretty darn good. Nothing standing between here and 98. Potential to extend out to 111. $87 has slight resistance. It could turn down there, but once we get above there, 98. Not a lot holding it back here. All right, boot is stuck consolidating right at the roadmap line. Didn't do that last little move yet. Still in the wave 4 consolidation. If it overlaps this down here at 68, 67, probably not, probably broken. So looking for it to hold right at 69 and get out of here. The upside potential, not as strong as it once was, but the final move probably up to 89. Man, just a nominal higher high. Not expecting a lot out of that one. When's it gonna go? I don't know. It can just fart around here for a while. So, all right, I'll pull up GILD and three candles. Not too bad. It's still holding in there. Just kind of waiting. It looks like waiting for what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't think anything's like busted. I mean, holding in there. Yeah, boot's just messing up a good opportunity, but not do anything. Ooh. Yeah, give me some allergies trying to get me a little bit. Oh, you see the handle of the cup there. Whoop. All right. That's GILD. Let's see. IBM. Looking a little on the bearish side here. Not above the roadmap line. That's not bullish right now. Let's see. Right down the maybe. We get back above that. It can turn bullish, but right there it can extend down 106. There's another one of those that's like maybe bullish, maybe bearish. I don't like maybes. It's not where I put my money. GSK, getting a bunch of people chatting now. We're gonna fill that gap eventually. It's gonna work its way back up to 40 eventually. And gap down twice in a row. Eventually gonna come up and fill that. Almost did it right back here. Missed it just barely. Whether it does it now or it needs to retrace again, that's what we got. Then we got that resistance above us where we consolidated right there before we broke down like crazy. Oh, excuse me. Take a drink of water and then you get smacked back in the face. Anyway, yeah, there, look at that. The 618 comes out right at that gap too. So resistance right up in there. All right. PLTR. I'm kind of long-term bullish on this one. Nice potential measured bounce, but it needs to break above that $10 area to get out to this target zone up here. And it has like a resistance right at this prior high, and then another target zone up here around 16, and then it could, whoa baby, really hit a big pop right up into here to 27. I got some long-term calls on that one. And HSY, Hershey, and right out to the target, baby. 260. I would expect a pullback any time now. You can see how it pops right up. Like it didn't even stop at that 1272, but it stopped right there on the 1618. Probably gonna pull back. It may come back. The classic thing to do, the classic thing to do is to go right back. Well, that was stupid. Right back like this. And we're at 1, 2, 3. Then breakout. Right back to there. Find support. And then go on the next extension. Classic thing to do would be that right there. All right, next up, LAC, actually INSW. Yeah, retrace right to the roadmap line. We hold here, we go higher again. Clean this, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Classic retrace. 57 to 62 would be the next extension. And I got like a bigger pattern that would take us up to this $90 area up here. All right. LAC, thanks, Tom. LAC looking kind of rough here. Might extend down. Had a wedge breakdown pattern. Yeah, I don't like these wedges. It broke down. That completes down here around 15. Gotta be careful. And it took a diversion out, came back and finished up the wedge, and then broke down further. That kind of completes down here around this $15 area, 15, 16. Not awesome. WLF. That looks pretty horrible. What the? That's a bubble type chart. That was a downtrend bubble and resume the downtrend. Like it never happened. She going to zero. Did boot. Bidu. BIDU. Come on. Correct order. And just consolidating. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Support at the roadmap line. Eventually we're going to run out of room. Nothing awesome there. Did PLTR. XLP. That looks like a giant Head and Shoulders. Upside down. If it popped up there, that would be a whoa baby type of move. Really set that puppy up. Look at that, right to the 1618. That's a weird coincidence. Yeah, somewhere up in that zone, but it's got some work to do. At least it's got higher highs going. That got potential. Breaks out above that 78 zone, probably going up to 88 to 90. Pretty nice. XPI looks pretty bad. Sideways. I mean, that's my arrow. Big. Drew it way back here. Sideways. Just continue sideways. That's what I would say on XPI. Nothing awesome. Sorry. NIO has been pretty horrible and looks like it's going to continue to be horrible. Nothing positive to say about this chart. Looks like another bubble. Probably going to go back to pre-bubble levels. Probably back down to 4. PayPal has been pretty horrible. It's in a wedge. It's either going to break out or break down. If it breaks down here to 40. If it breaks out, we'll see what happens. It's in a big consolidation zone that it's had trouble getting out of the zone for years. Between 70 and 120-ish, 125-ish. You can see it topped here, topped here. I don't see a lot of potential on PayPal right now. Veil could go bullish, could extend to 20. Need to pull that down. Yeah, 20. Still 20. That was kind of a 5-wave up. Retrace. That's a potential measured bounce type setup. Yep. Bingo. Right to the 618. 20. Right where these prior highs were. Right up in that zone. Got some resistance right there at 17. Nothing spectacular though, right? Sorry. Let's see. CTRA. Didn't I do that a minute ago? No. Guess not. It's below the roadmap line, lower high, until it starts making higher highs. That looks like it's still going to chug right down like that. All right. Sand. Is it going to break out? That's a good question. And it's got that one right on top of it. And it's got that one right on top of it. It's got some work to do, and it looks like it doesn't make a lot of money. Gold, as in Barrick, I'm sure. Well, that's one of my favorites. I made my mom's money back on that one. Nice potential here, I have to say. Nice potential. I'm long $23 calls out to 2024. Looks like we might get 23 on the next extension. Potentially as high as, oh, I already got my other fibs up there. Yeah, 25 probably, maybe. A lot of fibs lining up right there. Yeah, let's see what happens. Break out over 20. I don't even have any alerts left on here. I'll set my alert right there. Yes, it is crazy when the targets get hit all the time, isn't it? Oop, I have Bitcoin in my mind here. BTU just stuck on this. Like it wrecked the pattern. It had such a beautiful pattern to go higher and wrecked it right here when it broke below the roadmap line. This is probably going to roll and do an extension lower. This was such a beautiful pattern. Held on here for so long. And it wrecked it right there. Right, and it's probably going to extend right down here. All right. Pretty sure I got 2024 calls January 24 at $23 call, $23 strike, 23 strike calls for 2024, like January 2024. Pretty sure that's what I got. If you're in Discord, just ask me. I'll screenshot it and give it to you. I bought them over here somewhere. Probably back here. Maybe over here. I don't remember. Just ask me. I can screenshot it, give you all the details. All right. Anything else? Last call. We did all the major ones. Netflix is the only one I think we left out. Out of the fangs, that one has beautiful potential to go up here to 500. TLT has just been messing around at the roadmap line. Stuck right here. Needs to break out over 110 to get to the extension. Get the extension to this 115 to 120 target area. I have a long position on, looking for that 115 to 120 area, and we just keep holding support or holding resistance and support. You know, not going anywhere, just chopping right in that zone, right under that resistance. The breakout's gonna be maybe fast when it does. All right, CVS looks pretty horrible. I thought we were going to pop up before we turned down. No, we just turned down and went lower. Broke out of the channel. Yeah, that's the example for the market roadmap way back when I did it. How low can she go? Well, it's right at that 75. It can extend to 63. I don't know. A lot lower. That's how low she can go. MS. Just consolidating down here. Stuck in this gargly gook. Got to break back up out of that. Back above the roadmap line to go bullish. I grabbed a long that is just languishing right now. All right. That's pretty much it for today. I'm going to wrap it up here. Been going for an hour. Hope you have a great day. Come back to see me. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification. I'm going live again tomorrow morning, 9:15, before the market opens. And I'll see you. Looks like the market's back open. Futures just open. So have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye for now.